If you are just starting out in photography, in video, in content creation, and you're trying to decide what camera to get, there is one major decision that you need to make. And that is the size of the sensor that your camera has. Now, you've probably heard people talk about full frame cameras and crop sensor cameras, or APS-C cameras. Now, all the cameras that I have are full frame, full size sensors. That means when you look at the sensor, which is this thing right here, don't touch it, but the sensor is this 35 millimeter size, or a 35 millimeter equivalent. And we kind of look back to the film days when there were different sizes of film. 35 millimeter was kind of the standard and is now the basis of this size of sensor that I just showed you. But there are also smaller sensors, or crop sensors, the most common form being an APS-C. And the nice thing about those types of cameras is that they tend to be a little bit cheaper. But not only that, the lenses also tend to be a little bit cheaper. But you tend to be a little bit more limited in your lens selection, because most lenses are made for those full-size, full-frame cameras like these ones that I just showed you. So if you're someone who's thinking about upgrading from your smartphone and you're not sure because maybe you're looking at a Canon R7 and a Canon R8 and you don't understand the difference, or maybe you're looking at a Sony 6700 or an FX30 and comparing that to a FX3 or an A7 IV, the difference that you need to keep in mind is that there are different sized sensors in those cameras, and deciding on the smaller, more affordable versus the larger, a little bit more expensive, but a little bit more of like a long-term type investment is an important decision that you need to make right from the beginning, because you want to be buying the right type of lenses and right types of accessories for those cameras. So my recommendation, if you are just starting out and you maybe don't have a massive budget, but you're planning to get a camera, maybe vlog on it, maybe shoot some videos, and maybe keep that camera for the next 4 or 5 years and be completely content with that camera, then you could probably go with an APS-C. In fact, when I first started, I used an APS-C camera for what, over 10 years before ever considering upgrading to a full frame camera. But now, because my budget is a little bit larger and I tend to shoot more photos and more videos, and I wanna have a full range of options of selections when it comes to the lenses that I can pick from, now I shoot on a full frame camera.